Have you ever felt a gnawing frustration watching others effortlessly achieve what you work tirelessly for, simply because they aren't afraid to assert themselves? You might pride yourself on being kind, cooperative, and agreeable, yet these very qualities sometimes leave you feeling undervalued, overlooked, and consistently receiving less than you deserve. This isn't about becoming ruthless, but understanding a fundamental imbalance. This feeling isn't unique. It stems from a common societal narrative that often misinterprets true generosity with a lack of boundaries, leaving many susceptible to subtle forms of exploitation. We'll explore how this dynamic plays out in daily interactions, influencing your career, relationships, and personal goals. Understanding this psychological power dynamic is the first step toward change. In this video, we will delve into the often misunderstood principles behind the Machiavellian mindset, not as a guide to villainy, but as a framework for strategic self-advocacy. We will uncover how to cultivate a more assertive approach, grounded in self-respect and clear communication without sacrificing your integrity. You'll learn to recognize where niceness becomes a liability. My background in behavioral psychology and philosophical ethics has allowed me to deconstruct these complex social dynamics. I've observed firsthand how a nuanced understanding of human nature, combined with principles of emotional control, can dramatically shift outcomes. This isn't about quick fixes, but about fostering a sustainable shift in your approach to life. Before we dive into the practical applications, it's crucial to lay a solid foundation. You need to grasp the historical and philosophical context of these ideas, understanding why terms like Machiavellian carry such strong connotations. This foundational knowledge will empower you to apply these strategies with wisdom and discernment rather than blindly. Society often praises niceness as an ultimate virtue, framing it as the cornerstone of good character and harmonious relationships. From childhood, you're taught to share, to be polite, and to avoid conflict at all costs. While these principles are essential for social cohesion, an unchecked adherence can transform them from strengths into significant personal liabilities. This cultural conditioning shapes our responses. Consider the pervasive narrative that equates selflessness with inherent goodness. While altruism is noble, an excessive focus on others' needs at the expense of your own can lead to burnout, resentment, and a diminished sense of self-worth. It creates a vacuum where your contributions are expected, but your needs are often overlooked, directly impacting your psychological power. This cultural emphasis frequently blurs the lines between genuine empathy and passive compliance. True kindness involves thoughtful consideration and firm boundaries, not an automatic agreement to every request. When you consistently prioritize others' comfort over your own well-being, you inadvertently teach them that your time, energy, and resources are infinitely available. Think about common scenarios: saying yes to extra work despite an overloaded schedule, lending money you can't afford to lose, or consistently deferring your own desires in group decisions. These actions, often perceived as nice, slowly erode your capacity for self-advocacy. You are effectively training others to take advantage of your accommodating nature. This brings us to a critical junction. How do we navigate this societal expectation while ensuring our own interests are respected? Understanding the historical roots of strategic thinking provides a powerful counter-narrative. It reveals that self-preservation and calculated action have always been vital components of human success, and not inherently negative traits. To truly understand how to stop being too nice, we must first confront the historical figure who gave a name to strategic realism, Niccolò Machiavelli. His work, particularly The Prince, often misinterpreted, offered a stark, pragmatic view of power and leadership, challenging the conventional moralistic philosophies of his time. He described human nature as it is, not as it should be. Machiavelli observed that rulers, to maintain stability and protect their states, often had to make difficult, ethically ambiguous decisions. He argued that it was sometimes better to be feared than loved, if one could not be both, emphasizing effectiveness over pure virtue in leadership. This perspective isn't about encouraging cruelty, but acknowledging the harsh realities of influence and survival. His philosophy, often termed the Machiavellian Mindset, suggests that people are fundamentally self-interested, and effective leaders must understand and navigate these motivations. This isn't a cynical worldview aimed at manipulation, but a realistic assessment of human behavior. It encourages a rational, detached analysis of situations, free from emotional bias. This historical context is vital because it divorces the term Machiavellian from its caricatured villainy. Instead, it invites us to consider a strategic approach to interactions where foresight, calculation, and a clear understanding of objectives guide your actions. It's about playing the long game, not just reacting to immediate impulses or others' demands. By exploring this foundation, we begin to see that the Machiavellian approach is less about malice and more about mastery of one's environment. It's about recognizing the intricate dance of social influence and learning to lead that dance rather than perpetually follow. But how does this translate into developing your own internal resilience and strength in the face of external pressures? Cultivating psychological power is not about dominating others, but about mastering your own internal landscape and projecting an aura of competency and self-respect. It's about understanding that your reactions and decisions are within your control, and that this control is your most potent asset. This power allows you to navigate interactions from a position of strength, not desperation. A crucial element in this cultivation is the practice of Stoicism. Stoicism teaches you to distinguish between what you can control, your thoughts, actions, reactions, and what you cannot, external events, other people's opinions. By focusing your energy solely on the controllable, you build an inner fortress of resilience, impervious to trivial criticisms or manipulative attempts. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless, but rather developing emotional control. Instead of reacting impulsively to every slight or demand, a Stoic approach encourages a pause, allowing you to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. This brief moment of reflection provides the clarity needed to respond strategically rather than just reacting reflexively. Think of it as developing a mental filter. When faced with a request that feels overwhelming or unfair, instead of an automatic yes driven by discomfort, you apply your filter. You evaluate the request against your own priorities, boundaries, and capacity. This internal process is where your true power lies, giving you agency over your responses. This disciplined approach to your inner world forms the bedrock of an effective outward presence. It allows you to communicate with clarity and conviction, Because your decisions stem from a place of reasoned thought, not anxious people-pleasing. But how do you specifically channel this newfound control into setting clear, unyielding boundaries in your daily life? Redefining boundaries through the lens of Stoicism means establishing clear, non-negotiable lines that protect your time, energy, and values. This isn't about being aggressive or confrontational, but about calm, rational self-preservation. Your boundaries reflect your self-respect and communicate to others how you expect to be treated. They are not requests, but declarations. True kindness, supported by Stoic principles, involves giving from a place of abundance, not obligation or fear. When you have well-defined boundaries, you ensure that you have enough reserves, mentally, emotionally, and physically, to genuinely help when it aligns with your capacity and values. This prevents the resentment that often accompanies unreciprocated niceness. Imagine a stone wall. It stands firm, not out of malice, but because that is its nature and purpose. Your boundaries should possess a similar unyielding quality. They are not subject to negotiation or manipulation once established. This clarity benefits everyone involved, as it removes ambiguity and fosters healthier, more respectful interactions over time. Developing this unyielding line requires constant practice and a deep understanding of your own limits. It means saying no without guilt, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means prioritizing your well-being, recognizing that an empty vessel cannot pour. This discipline is a form of self-care that strengthens your capacity for genuine connection, free from codependency. As you begin to implement these Stoic boundaries, you'll inevitably encounter resistance. Some individuals may have grown accustomed to your previous malleability. Recognizing these patterns and understanding the subtle tactics others might employ to push back is crucial for maintaining your resolve. This is where understanding the tools of dark psychology becomes a defensive asset. To effectively maintain your boundaries and secure what you deserve, you must understand the subtle, sometimes unconscious ways others might attempt to influence or manipulate you. This isn't about employing dark psychology yourself, but about recognizing its tactics when they are used against you. Knowledge is your shield, offering foresight and protection. These tactics can range from overt emotional appeals, guilt-tripping, or playing the victim, to more insidious methods like gaslighting or subtle intimidation. Often, individuals use these strategies without malicious intent, simply because they have learned they are effective in getting their way. Your goal is to identify these patterns and disengage from them strategically. For instance, recognize when someone tries to make you feel guilty for prioritizing your own needs. They might say, "But I really needed your help," or "I thought you were a true friend." This is an emotional play designed to bypass your rational boundaries. Your Stoic emotional control allows you to acknowledge their feelings without internalizing their guilt. Another common tactic involves creating an artificial sense of urgency or obligation. "I need this done by tomorrow. Can you just quickly help?" Knowing your boundaries means you can calmly assess the request against your schedule and politely decline if it overextends you, without feeling compelled to justify your decision extensively. By understanding these common psychological maneuvers, you empower yourself to respond with calm discernment, rather than reacting out of habit or fear. This allows you to protect your resources and maintain your integrity. But recognizing these tactics is only one piece of the puzzle. You also need to actively project your own value and assertiveness into the world. Projecting your value in a Machiavellian sense means strategically showcasing your competence, reliability, and unique contributions, ensuring others recognize your worth without you having to explicitly demand it. This isn't about arrogance, but about building a reputation that precedes you, subtly influencing perceptions and commanding respect. Consider how leaders and influential figures position themselves. They don't beg for opportunities. They demonstrate their capability through consistent performance and confident self-presentation. Your goal is to align your actions with your desired image, creating a consistent narrative of competence and indispensable value in every interaction. This also involves careful communication. A Machiavellian mindset encourages you to articulate your ideas clearly, concisely, and with conviction. Avoid tentative language or excessive apologies. When you speak, speak with authority, reflecting the confidence in your knowledge and judgment. This subtle shift in delivery can profoundly impact how your contributions are perceived. Furthermore, learn to take credit where credit is due, not boastfully, but factually. If you contributed significantly to a project, ensure your role is acknowledged. This isn't self-promotion for promotion's sake, but a strategic act of solidifying your value in the minds of others, preventing your efforts from being overlooked or appropriated. By consciously shaping how you present yourself and your work, you start to rewrite the narrative from being merely nice to being valuable and essential. This shift naturally leads to better opportunities and fairer treatment. But to truly solidify this position, you must also be adept at navigating the intricate social dynamics that permeate every aspect of life. Navigating social dynamics with a Machiavellian mindset means understanding the unspoken rules, hierarchies, and motivations that govern human interactions. It's about developing an acute awareness of your environment and the people within it, allowing you to position yourself advantageously and influence outcomes without resorting to overt force. This involves keen observation. Pay attention to who holds real influence, what drives different individuals, and how decisions are truly made within your social or professional circles. This isn't gossiping. It's gathering intelligence that informs your strategy, helping you to understand the leverage points and potential alliances in any given situation. Effective navigation also requires adaptability. The Machiavellian approach is not rigid, it's fluid. You must be able to adjust your communication style and approach based on the individual and the context. What works with one person might backfire with another. This flexibility is a hallmark of true psychological power. Crucially, cultivate strategic relationships. Identify individuals who can genuinely support your goals and offer mutual benefit. These alliances are built on trust and shared objectives, not on one-sided niceness. Invest in these relationships by offering value and demonstrating loyalty, creating a network that reinforces your position. By understanding and strategically engaging with these social currents, you become a more effective agent in your own life, moving towards your goals with precision. This mastery of external dynamics, however, must be complemented by an equally strong internal fortitude, ensuring you remain unswayed by manipulation or criticism. Developing an inner fortitude Echoing the high Stoicism thesis of ancient philosophers means cultivating an unshakable core that withstands external pressures, criticisms, and setbacks. This is your mental fortress, built on principles of reason, self-awareness, and unwavering emotional control. It's the ultimate defense against the psychological games of others and your own self-doubt. This fortitude begins with self-awareness, truly understanding your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses. When you know yourself intimately, external opinions hold less sway. You can discern valid feedback from malicious attacks, allowing you to dismiss what doesn't serve you and internalize what genuinely helps you grow. Practice deliberate introspection. Regularly reflect on your actions, intentions, and reactions. Were your responses driven by reason or emotion? Did you uphold your values? This self-assessment, free from judgment, strengthens your mental discipline and hones your ability to make rational choices, even under duress. Furthermore, embrace discomfort as a path to growth. Stoics deliberately practice discomfort to build resilience. Facing difficult conversations, setting firm boundaries, or pursuing challenging goals strengthens your resolve. Each time you push past your comfort zone, you reinforce your inner fortress, making you less susceptible to fear or avoidance. This inner strength is not about suppressing emotions, but about managing them. You will still feel anger, frustration, or disappointment, but your fortitude allows you to observe these feelings without letting them dictate your actions. This profound emotional control is what truly allows you to navigate life's complexities with grace and unwavering purpose. How do you then apply this internal strength to the very act of receiving what you truly deserve? Claiming your due is the direct application of your developed psychological power. And Stoicism, expressed through assertiveness without resorting to aggression. It involves clearly articulating your needs, expectations, and contributions, ensuring they are acknowledged and met. This is about respectful demand, not forceful imposition. Start by being explicit about your expectations. If you are taking on a new task or negotiating a deal, clarify what you require in return: fair compensation, proper recognition, or necessary resources. Do not assume others will infer your needs. State them clearly and professionally, leaving no room for ambiguity or misinterpretation. Practice using I statements to express your perspective. For example, instead of "you always make me do extra work," try "I feel overwhelmed when I take on additional tasks without prior discussion." This frames your concerns from your viewpoint, making them less accusatory and more open to productive dialogue, while still being firm. Maintain calm, emotional control. During these crucial conversations, when you remain composed, you project authority and confidence, making your assertions more impactful. Raising your voice or displaying anger often detracts from your message, inviting defensiveness rather than understanding and compliance. Your calmness is your strength. Remember, claiming what you deserve is not selfish. It is an act of self-respect. You are ensuring equitable exchange and preventing resentment from building up. This proactive approach ensures your value is recognized, shifting you from a passive recipient to an active architect of your own outcomes. This strategic approach is also about identifying when you are being undervalued. Recognizing when you are being undervalued is a critical skill in applying the Machiavellian mindset for self-advocacy. This requires keen observation and a willingness to interpret subtle cues rather than dismissing them. Being too nice often blinds individuals to these signals, leading to prolonged periods of inequitable treatment. Signals of undervaluation can manifest in various ways. Your ideas being consistently overlooked, your contributions being downplayed, or others taking credit for your work. You might also notice a disparity in compensation or opportunities despite comparable effort and skill. These aren't isolated incidents. They are patterns that demand your attention. Furthermore, observe how others respond when you assert yourself. Do they dismiss your concerns, make excuses, or attempt to minimize your feelings? These are indicators that your boundaries are not being respected and your value is not being fully acknowledged. A truly respectful relationship welcomes clear communication. Your strategic response to undervaluation is multifaceted. First, calmly and factually document instances where you feel undervalued. This provides objective evidence, crucial for rational discussion. Second, prepare your assertive communication, focusing on facts and desired outcomes rather than emotional accusations. Finally, understand that if consistent, respectful assertion of your value continues to be ignored, it might be a signal to strategically reconsider your environment or relationships. Some situations are inherently designed to undervalue, and remaining in them is a choice you make with full awareness of the consequences. This leads us to consider the long game. The Machiavellian Mindset emphasizes the long game, combining strategic patience with persistent, focused action. Getting what you deserve is rarely an overnight transformation. It's a gradual process of consistent boundary reinforcement, value projection, and strategic navigation. Impulsivity often undermines carefully laid plans. Patience doesn't mean passivity. It means understanding that change takes time and that setbacks are inevitable. A truly strategic individual doesn't give up at the first sign of resistance, but adapts their approach, learning from each interaction. Your journey to reclaim your worth is a marathon, not a sprint, requiring sustained effort. Persistent action involves consistently applying the principles of emotional control and assertiveness discussed earlier. Each time you calmly state a boundary, demand fair compensation, or clearly articulate your value, you reinforce new behavioral patterns for yourself and educate others on how to treat you. These small actions accumulate significant results. Consider building reputation. It isn't formed in a single moment, but through a consistent track record of reliability, competence, and clear communication. Your persistent actions in upholding your value contribute to this reputation, making it easier for others to recognize and respect your worth in the long run. This long-term perspective also encourages foresight. Anticipate potential challenges and plan your responses in advance. Who might resist your new assertiveness, and how will you calmly address their reactions? This preparation, a hallmark of strategic thinking, further strengthens your ability to secure the outcomes you genuinely deserve. Understanding the psychology of reciprocity is a powerful tool within a refined Machiavellian mindset, allowing you to engage in strategic giving that fosters beneficial relationships and enhances your influence. This isn't about transactional manipulation, but about understanding human nature and building a network based on mutual perceived value. When you offer genuine value to others, whether through your expertise, connections, or support, you naturally create a sense of obligation. People are psychologically wired to reciprocate kindness. By being the first to give, strategically and genuinely, you establish goodwill and open doors for future collaboration or support when you need it. However, strategic giving differs significantly from being too nice. It involves thoughtful consideration of where your contributions will yield the most impact and build the strongest alliances. It's about investing your resources wisely, rather than indiscriminately giving to anyone who asks, which often leads to exploitation. Furthermore, ensure your acts of giving are visible and acknowledged without being ostentatious. This isn't about bragging, but ensuring your contributions are recognized. Subtle acknowledgement solidifies your reputation as a valuable resource and generous collaborator, reinforcing your psychological power within your network. By mastering the art of strategic giving, you move beyond the passive position of waiting to be recognized and actively build a foundation of influence and support. This enables you to navigate complex social structures more effectively, ensuring that your efforts are consistently rewarded and your value is intrinsically understood. One of the greatest barriers to stopping being too nice is the deep-seated fear of being disliked or perceived negatively. This fear often paralyzes individuals, leading them to prioritize others' approval over their own well-being and deserved outcomes. Overcoming this fear is crucial for true liberation and the effective application of a true Machiavellian mindset. From a Stoicism perspective, the opinions of others are external factors entirely beyond your control. While it's natural to desire positive regard, attaching your self-worth to external validation makes you a slave to others' perceptions. True freedom comes from anchoring your self-esteem in your own actions, values, and principles. Practice separating your identity from others' reactions. When you set a boundary or assert your needs, some people might react negatively. This reaction is about them, their expectations, and their discomfort with change, not a reflection of your inherent worth. Your emotional control allows you to observe their reaction without absorbing it. Embrace the understanding that not everyone will like you, and that is perfectly acceptable. Seeking universal approval is an impossible and ultimately self-defeating quest. Your energy is better spent cultivating genuine connections with those who respect your boundaries and appreciate your authentic self, rather than appeasing everyone. This shift in perspective is transformative. It allows you to make decisions based on what is right and strategic for you, rather than what you believe will garner approval. This freedom from the tyranny of opinion is a powerful step towards building a life where you consistently get what you deserve, truly embodying a strong, independent self. Integrating this Machiavellian mindset and Stoicism into your daily life requires deliberate, consistent practice. Start with small, manageable steps. Identify one area where you habitually give too much or say yes out of obligation. Then consciously choose to assert a boundary or communicate a clearer expectation. Begin by identifying your core values and priorities. What truly matters to you? These values will serve as your compass, guiding your decisions and helping you discern when to say no and when to strategically engage. Clarity on your internal compass is fundamental for navigating external demands. Practice Emotional control. In low-stakes situations, before responding to an email or message that triggers a strong reaction, pause. Take a few deep breaths, analyze the situation rationally, and then craft a response that aligns with your strategic goals rather than your immediate emotional impulse. Seek opportunities to practice asserting your value. Volunteer to lead a project you're passionate about, or propose an innovative idea in a meeting. Each successful instance builds confidence and reinforces your new, more assertive identity. Remember, consistency is key to solidifying these new behaviors. Be realistic about the timeline for results. This is a journey of personal transformation, not a quick fix. There will be moments of discomfort and potential setbacks. However, by consistently applying these principles, you will gradually shift the dynamics of your relationships and steadily move towards receiving the respect and outcomes you truly deserve. You've now explored the multifaceted approach to stopping being too nice and strategically claiming what you deserve, drawing insights from the Machiavellian Mindset, Stoicism, and an understanding of our psychological power. This journey is about empowering yourself through self-awareness, emotional control, and assertive action. Remember, this is not about becoming cold or manipulative, but about achieving a balance where your kindness is deliberate, your boundaries are firm, and your value is recognized. True power lies in self-mastery and the ability to navigate complex social landscapes with integrity and strategic foresight. This mindset creates genuine, lasting change. For those eager to deepen their understanding, I recommend exploring classical texts like Seneca's Letters from a Stoic for internal fortitude and The Prince for insights into strategic human behavior. Engaging with these foundational philosophies will further equip you to refine your approach and maintain your newfound strength. Continuously reflect on your interactions and refine your strategies. This isn't a destination, but an ongoing process of growth and adaptation. Share your experiences in the comments below. What's one specific boundary you're committed to setting this week? Your insights can inspire others on this path. By consistently applying these principles, you cultivate a life where your contributions are respected, your needs are met, and your personal agency is paramount. You are now equipped to navigate the world not as a passive recipient, but as an intentional architect of your own deserved future. Embrace this psychological power and thrive.